Hi, this is Jonathan, and I'm 30. I'm 35 years old, and I live now in San Jose, Costa Rica. And one of my two hobbies is reading, and one of the other hobbies is cooking. I really like cooking. Um, I visited different countries in Central America, and I visited Dominican Republic, and I visited Panama as well. And I've never been in the United States, but I would like to live in the United States. I've never visited before. I've never visited before, and I've had my driver's license for 10 years, and I've been driving for 10 years as well. Um, I drive like 5 times a week for a couple of hours, and on weekends, to run a couple of errands. Well, I've been employed as a teacher since 2005. It was my first experience. And I've never taught any other language besides English. I'm currently employed in a school, and the ages I'm teaching, they go from ranges from 18 to 25. Well, talking about the elementary school levels, I've never thought, the levels or the ages I've been teaching, they go from first grade, from 7 years, to sixth grade, 12 years, 12 years old kids. I've been teaching adults, and I also been teaching university levels. I'm currently teaching classes let me see, yeah, like 8 classes a day. I work in a schedule from 8 to 3. I've never had an experience in a school in a drama school. I've been in some workshops, and I've been organizing events like spelling bees and plays, but actually not drama. I'll definitely be willing or happy to teach or have an experience in the United States for more than 5 years. My one of my strongest teaching quality, I would say, is leadership, because I've been learning how to be a leader. Being a leader is about being able to transmit your vision and your passion to people, and also to have a structure and be able to you know be flexible sometimes, but not that much. um, one of the things, or one of the strategies I have in order to control students who are not following the rules from a classroom, for example, is, well, one of the things you first need to think about is having a structure in the classroom, like having students follow the rules. Um, Once you see a student, you have to, understand what is going on, first of all, and, have the students understand what is the importance of rules. And structure and rules is not about, being like evil or, mean. It's about, uh, having approach, or no, having achieved the quality that we need for the class. So you need to transmit that in those cases. Talking about the grammar skills and structure in the sentences. I think one of the objectives is teach the level or teach English in a context, in a communication context. Would I have to emphasize on the structures? Actually, humans, they associate communication with context and, daily life experiences. And I don't think you have to, teach or emphasize in the structure. I think it's more important the communication and associated with the context. Well, for example, I would, in the scenario I would teach, for example, is, well, if you were to teach, kids about, instructions or language, for example, you need to be able to use resources like a computer or pictures. And I think, well, visually, they will associate the picture with the word, and you're gonna be able to have students repeating what you're saying. And I think you have to force the students to repeat, right away what you're saying. I think there's gonna be one moment when they feel, comfortable and they, repeat what you're saying, actually saying. Well, I was checking on, I was checking one day on, well, talking about the way I heard about faces. One day I was reading in the newspaper and I saw an ad like they needed teachers to teach in the United States, and actually got in contact with Edgar Villalobos. He referred me in the program. He was telling me that it was a cool experience. He was there before, and he was pretty much telling me what was the process in documents, how to prepare the documents and stuff. And actually, I don't know anyone else who has been in a program. And I'm actually willing to commit, teaching in South Carolina. I like to teach there, support, kids, and be able to provide something to the community. Commit with the community and transmit, my passion about teaching. And well, I pretty much, want to inspire people and get people to know my culture and represent my culture. I think it's not gonna be easy because sometimes we may have cultural gaps. That's pretty normal, but I think I'm gonna be doing it the best I can, and I feel this is such great experience that I'm gonna have in my life. That is that this is gonna give me a strength in order to keep going, because well, it's not gonna be easy, but at the same time it's gonna be a wonderful experience. Well, as soon as I get offered my the position in to teach in South Carolina, the first thing I would do is to explore, the place where I will live in. I know the process to be living or to move to a new apartment, it's going to be difficult. But, I think the first thing I would do is like, find a place to live, to get to know the community, be in contact, get to know the community, because I think it's going to be interesting to know the community. Um, to see what people do basically, like what do they cook and what is the economy like, and what do people to do to to get amused, like going to the theater or you know and get to know all the malls there. That will be interesting too. And well, and this is pretty much it. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching me, and I hope all the information that I provided it's useful for you guys. Thank you, Faces team.